Have you ever done something for yourself that you thought was making you healthier, having you feel better, doing good things for you? Well, I'm here to tell you a story about how I was poisoning my gut without even knowing it. Watch this. It's Jan Hamning. Yep, I'm here to talk to you about how I poisoned my gut, how it happened, and the amazing, fabulous doctor that pointed it all out to me, what I was doing to myself. This was back in about, I'm thinking it was 2016, maybe 2017. And I started noticing that I would randomly, and it would come on very, very quickly. I was randomly having to immediately vomit, like no stopping it. It was vomit. I had to throw up. It could happen anywhere. It would happen randomly while I was driving. I'd have to pull over while I was working with a client, doing massage or um, any other service that I practice. It would happen in the middle of the night when I was sleeping. I would have to fly out of bed and I would vomit, and sometimes it would be accompanied by a short bout of diarrhea. My body would be exhausted. I would want to, if I had a place to recline, I would want to just fall asleep. And if I was at a place where I could do that, I did that. And I would sleep for about 45 minutes to an hour, and I would wake up feeling like nothing ever happened. As you can imagine, I was perplexed. I'm like, what the heck is going on? This went on for about 7 months. I let it go on, and I had a pattern. It was every 7 to 10 days this would happen. So I knew that each time I had one of these bouts, I'd be good for another 7 or 10 days. And then I would start thinking about it. And sure enough, 7 to 10 days later, I'd start getting that feeling. It would start in my lower abdomen, and I would feel it, not even my lower abdomen, like right in my stomach. And I would feel that feeling of being bloated and full. Within, I'm saying a short period of time, it would maybe take 45 minutes to an hour. I would start feeling this feeling going up the center of my body, like, and I'm not sure if it goes up into the esophagus, it just would rise. I could feel that feeling of food, whatever it was, coming up to the surface. And eventually, within, like I say, about 45 minutes to an hour, I would vomit. And I tried a lot of things. I tried changing my diet. I tried eating smaller amounts of food, which did help, but it would still happen. And it would take maybe a little bit longer. And I remember mentioning it to my brother, my younger little brother. He's like, you need to go to a doctor. This is just not right. This is not right. So I started researching gastroenterologists in my area at my local hospital. And I happened to find a younger man, a younger doctor, read his profile, read all about him. And I was able to get into him rather quickly. And again, this was several years ago when things were different with the medical community, the industry. And he was just wonderful. He opened his little tablet, laptop, and he said, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to sit here and we're going to ask as many questions as we need to, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. He went through my lifestyle, my diet, my activities, my stress level, everything. It was about 45 minutes of me just answering his questions, going over my entire life of how I live every single day. And he was taking notes. And about 45 minutes later, he slammed the cover of his laptop and he goes, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. My suspicions. And I'm going to say this one I'm probably going to be fully correct on. I'm like, well, great. Tell me what's going on. He goes, you're poisoning yourself with your vitamins. Imagine me, Jan Hamning, who prided herself on taking her vitamins. That's why she was so healthy all the time. I was poisoning myself with them. Yep. I was shocked and I looked at him, I go, no way. How could I be doing that? They're vitamins. They're vitamins. And he smiled and he said, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry and you don't know what's in all of those vitamins. You don't know how clean they are because they're not controlled by any overseeing government. And I want to ask you, has your blood work ever shown that you're low on vitamin E, B? And he went through the whole list of vitamins that I had told him I was taking. And I go, at that time, I said, nothing was low. He said, people do this regularly. They take vitamins because they hear it that this is what your body needs. And they read, this is what your body needs. And you're buying over-the-counter supplements that you don't really know what's going on in those. He's told me at that time, you should not be taking a vitamin unless your blood work shows you are low on it. And with the way you eat, with your diet, I'm guessing you're not low on any of those vitamins at this moment. He said, I'm going to schedule a scope of your stomach for 3 weeks from now. But from this moment on, I want you to go off every single vitamin. And if you don't have an episode, I want you to call and cancel that scope. He goes, I don't care if it's 2 hours before the scope, because I don't want to do a scope on anybody if I don't have to. But if you never have another episode, you never have to call me back again. If you do have another episode, I'll see you for your scope and we'll figure out what's going on. I walked out of there amazed, and I still could not believe I was causing this to happen in my system because of vitamins that I trusted I needed because I was told they were good for me. So I did go off all my vitamins, never had another episode, felt good, didn't get sick. And then about, I don't know, 2 months later, I'm like, oh, I've got all these vitamins. I don't want to waste that money. What is a vitamin C going to hurt me here and there? So I started taking vitamin C every day. And then I'm like, well, the vitamin E should be good for me too. Well, before you know it, I was taking 3 of my vitamins on a regular basis. And it happened again. But this time I was out in public and I projectile vomited in public. It was in a parking lot of a restaurant, and that's a whole other story that now I can look back on and laugh. I was on a first date, but at the moment it was humiliating and devastating, and I was fearful for my gut. At that moment, I swore that I would never, ever, ever take a vitamin unless I knew exactly what was in it. And I began muscle testing myself on my vitamins now when I do take them. And the only reason I have taken them is because my blood work has been shown to be low on vitamin D. And I work through my chiropractor who is holistic and he keeps vitamins in his office to sell, but he researches them to make sure they're pure and they're clean and they are exactly what they say they are on the label. He muscle tests me before he has me take them, and I muscle test myself each morning before I take it to see if my body needs it that particular day, because our energy is always moving and changing. And depending on what you eat, how much sun you get from day to day, what's happening in your life from day to day, your stress level, you may not need those same vitamins or supplements every single day. As long as I do my muscle testing every single time before I take any vitamin or supplement, if my body says no, I don't take it. I trust my body of what it's telling me, of what it's communicating to me. So if you know of anybody that just randomly has these vomiting, diarrhea attacks, it's your body's way of telling you, I can't process that. I can't metabolize that. I can't handle it. You need to research. You need to do some investigating and see what's going on before you take that supplement or vitamin again. So learn a lesson from me. I had to learn it the hard way, but I have learned now to listen to my body. Listen to my body. It knows what it's doing. And I'm much healthier by living that way. If you have any questions, or if you want to learn how to muscle test yourself, I do small group trainings and I teach people, groups up to 4 people, between 1 and 4 people, 3 ways to muscle test themselves on foods and supplements. If you're interested in something like that, reach out to me through my website, janhamnig.com, and we can set that up. In the meantime, listen to your body. Your body has the innate wisdom to heal itself if it's in balance and flow. So if you have any questions about this, reach out to me. In the meantime, take care of yourself and listen to yourself. Have a great day.